Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Fortcast episode 11. And this one is all about the important people, the tournament organizers that make the Fortnite scene run, or at this stage, make the Fortnite scene run away. We've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying they say, and today we're just going to set things straight, put everything out in the light, let everyone have their say. We want to know from not just Ace Gaming, but from EPS what is up their sleeves. But let's just start things off. As you can see on our screen today, on the forecast today, is Trashpanda, AG Letzler, then Andrea from Ace Gaming, and then we have Alex from EPS. And gents, before we go anywhere, how's your day been? Your Sunday?
Yo, delightful. Super relaxing.
Oh,
Really good.
it's been basically this weekend for me was just sitting back watching some rugby. Obviously, me and Burke. It's all,
Rampant this weekend.
and I know, Andrea, I know you like sports betting. I hope that went well for you.
This weekend was tough, bro. Very
Yeah.
unpredictable. First weekend.
Very. I can imagine that Stormers match
All
definitely.
Thomas did me good.
Yeah.
Thomas did me real
Oh, there we go. Right.
good. He's got that one wrong, dude.
Let's hope so. But okay, we're gonna start things off. I don't want to keep everyone here too long, but chat or everyone in the stream, I want to put it out there that we're not. This isn't a place where we're gonna call bullshit. We're gonna put everything there in front. And we're just going to bring everything out. So if you want to say something, I'm most likely going to read what you say in chat. So if you want to ask a question, when it comes to it, I will ask that question to anyone in our forecast then. But I'm going to start things off with why we have this forecast right now. Usually we have a forecast every second week. But Andreas was so kind enough last weekend. He came to me and said, listen here, Delray, I want to be on the forecast. I want to give my point of view to everyone, not just Fortnite, but the COD community, the CS community. We can see it's quite blown up on Twitter. So he then messaged me and said, let's do this thing. So I said, well, let's do it as quick as possible so we can get on with hosting tournaments and hopefully get more people involved in the community. But first, before we get to the aces, it's more or less going to take majority of the time. We're first going to have a little chat to Mr. Trashpanda and Letzler. We'll get to the tournament organizers a bit later on. Letzler, we'll start by you. Now, you a guy that has basically been in the scene for not too long, and you find yourself in Anarchy Gaming. Please tell us more about you. How did this transition come so quick?
Yeah, okay, so basically I got into the scene because one of my friends who I met on Fortnite Pro League, who was also in the South African scene, Woke, you all know him, he told me that there's this thing called MG Customs.
Yeah.
So I went and I joined the MG thing, and I was like, because everybody goes through that stage where they think they're one of the best in Fortnite when they just in South Africa, when they play with only their friend group. So what this happened is it exposed me to like a whole new world in competitive, and went through and I met people like Clouds and stuff like that, who I trailed with. And so I started off just like everybody. I messaged Neymar to 1v1. I messaged the good players to get into their career.
So you were that guy getting into people's DMs, basically wanting to 1v1 them and prove a point.
Yeah, so like a lot of people always think they're good, so they just it happens to me now as well. People just DM you and be like 1v1 me, where I'm underrated. So then what happened is I got into the scene. I basically just started doing well in tournaments, and like that's all you need to do. Like if you honestly think you deserve to be in an org, then all you got to do is just prove that you can do well, and also like being known in the community, like with people in that org, also helps you a lot.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I'm going to ask the same question to Panda. Panda, you've also not really been around too long. What was your journey? Why Fortnite? The question, and where you are today in Eclipse Gaming, if I'm not wrong.
I wouldn't say was. I've been here for quite a while actually. I've just been placing a bit more lately. Been taking stuff a little more seriously. And Yeah, pretty much.
You just been you basically you've just taken it slow, trying to get into the scene, and now you're getting those placements.
Yeah.
My question to you is, where did everything start? Why was Fortnite the specific game for you to play?
I mean, quite a while ago, I used to play COD on the PS4,
Yeah.
and then I just had a friend that came over one day and told me about Fortnite. Started playing it.
Damn that friend,
Then-
man. Yeah, Call of Duty. Come on, Call of Duty.
Not damn.
Call of Duty has local service. Okay, like that's at least
does.
happening there. But yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, and then basically I started playing, and then I had another friend tell me about SA Open League was the name at the time, MG, and then started playing it. And back then I would pop off in the customs quite a bit,
yeah.
and then that's basically how I got known, got pro role, and then that's how I got started with pro scene pretty much.
All right. And my next question to you then as well, Panda, is I've been speaking to quite a lot of people in the community this past week, just trying to know more about you. Obviously, I'm also kind of new in the scene, I can put it that way. But I've been speaking to a lot of people, and a lot of people, when I talk about Trashpanda, they tell me egomaniac, this guy is just over the top, he's, everything that you can think of. Now, my question to you is are these people actually telling the truth? Are you this egotistical? Are you that kind of guy? Because at this stage, I can't really see it.
I have been pretty toxic in the past. I admit that I still am kinda, but I just do it to kind of back myself up sometimes. I've tried to take it down a little bit, and I have been lately. But sometimes I do hang out with the wrong people, which makes me people say it changes me.
Yeah.
But when I'm with the group, sometimes I'm toxic, sometimes I'm not. It just depends
So
on.
my question, or an add to that then is, I also get people saying you get influenced by a specific person, and that being woke. That's just one name that came up, saying woke influences you to be this dick, if I can put it. But is that really the case?
I don't think it's woke. Woke's chill. People get heated when he like shits on them, and then the emotes, and then he puts them in the montages. That's just the thing he does, and people get really heated.
Yeah.
That's why they think he's toxic, and it makes me toxic as well.
Don't worry,
Do you
can I butts in there?
Yeah,
for a
go
second?
for it.
Panda, dude, like, you know me, I have nothing but love for you, dude. Like, I really do. I've met you in person quite a few times. Like, we've greeted.
Yeah.
And, like, you're a chill guy. You're quite a reserved guy, which is, kudos to you, bro. You do you. It's just, why do you feel this need to... Sure, let's put the ace thing aside. Why do you feel this need to be so chilled in person, be so kind, be so, like, respectful to us? But then as soon as you go home, in the comfort of your home, you get on your phone and you talk all the nonsense that has ever existed, and you make bad remarks, like poor remarks towards us that make tournament organizers never want to host an event again. Like, we'll get later to that stuff, but like, I just want to know why you have that need to talk so much over the phone, but you won't back that up in person. And all I have to say, dude, is like, I'm not going to do anything. I have nothing but love for you, dude. But my thing is, it's going to catch you into trouble one day, dude. It really, really is going to catch you in trouble, because some people won't be as like caring as I will, or like as forgiving as I will. Some people will actually retaliate to stuff that you say over the phone, even though it's not in person and it's actually like face to face. You got to be careful with that stuff, especially as you grow up now, So I'm just saying be careful, but I just want to know why you always do that. So like, why you tend to do that.
I mean, in person, things are a lot different, I know, and at LANs, you don't want to cause crap at LANs, because then it's gonna get everywhere. It's just like social media as well. Sometimes I tweet out stuff that it's pretty much heat of the moment, where I get like really heated, and then I start saying stuff. And
don't you see that there's value in being reflective in person and over the phone? Because a lot of the time you'll be so chilled in person, and then you'll go behind your phone and speak so badly about somebody who's been nothing but respectful to you. So that's what I just want to know. Like, don't you think there's value in being respectful both ways, in person and over the phone?
Yeah, that's what I've kind of started trying lately. But
I think it comes down to just owning whatever you say. If it's there in the heat of the moment online, obviously you need to back it up. And if you deleting that tweet, it means that you can't back it up or you made a wrong. But obviously, tweets then don't get deleted. You just need to stand your man.
I agree.
Obviously,
it's a sick community.
obviously, yeah.
We just need to
Obviously, I'm not
genuine.
saying like, listen, yeah, it's not just Fortnite that this is happening. It's CS:GO. It is Call of Duty. It's everywhere. But what I think Andreas is saying, just back up the guy that is behind the screen and that is in front of everyone. That we
Yeah,
don't have to
that's-
do with a guy mixed emotion. Not saying, listen, you panda, you that guy. We're just putting it out there for the other people to see as well.
And we're not calling you out, bro, because I used to be just like you. I used to speak all the shit over online, and then in person I wouldn't say anything. And that's why I'm just saying, like, surely there's space for you to grow and everything, but just keep that in mind all the time, whatever you say.
Yeah, I just feel also there are a lot of people that are big online as well, and then start talking smack.
You're not the only
like-
one.
Yeah,
no,
believe
that's
me,
what
you're
I'm
not the
saying,
only
like,
one. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do that as well, and then I kind of talk smack back, and then
But
maybe
that's
I go overboard.
but that's good.
sometimes
That's
as
good
well.
from your side as well. Don't like I'm just putting it out there. Obviously, there's some situations where you should just shut up on Twitter or social media and take the high road. And then some.
I wouldn't say shut up.
So-
Just
yeah.
be genuine through and through, whether you're in person or over the phone. It needs to
Yeah.
be similar.
Yeah, you just
That's all.
obviously need to take into account
Yeah.
the organization, who you represent, and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. But okay, I'm gonna leave it there.
Let's leave it there.
Obviously, we'll get the chat going. Also with the regards of that topic that we've just spoken about. But Alex, you've been the quiet one in the right hand side corner. I always think you're wearing some wig or something because I don't know how I get my hair like that. But my question to you is, it's safe to say that EPS is like the thing currently in Fortnite, the South African Fortnite community. Everyone's spamming EPS on top. We literally had a customs about 10 minutes ago, just before the stream, where we had 60 people just like that. And that's maybe because of
More than
Lucas' stream,
60.
but or more. But that's crazy to see the growth of EPS. And also on that topic, congratulations on Tint Formula, partnering up with them. Also a very great sponsee of ourselves here on the FortcastZA. My question to you then is, Alex, personally, how are you, before we get to EPS, how are you personally? Because I've read on Twitter that you've been through a shooting of some sort. Maybe just run us through that, and how are you?
So I was just like riding on my bicycle coming home, and I live in and it's a West Rand, so you're gonna expect a lot of like coloreds, and especially ghetto coloreds who you don't want to mess with. So I'm just riding back peacefully after riding on my bike, about to get into my apartment, and bam, like this thing shot me right on my back, and it stung immediately. I'm like, I look back, and they like shot me through this bush fence, those bush fences that you
Yeah.
have that blocks off
Yeah.
your apartment.
Yeah.
And so eventually I turn around and I can actually see these guys, and I'm like, okay, they're very old, they're not young, I'm not gonna mess with them. So I just like try call my local police station, because my back's like bruised. It has
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm allowed to show this on stream if you'd like to see.
Yeah, put it up. It's only your back. It's only your back.
Yeah, let me
As long
show
as
you
they
how it
didn't
looks like.
shoot you on the arse or.
No. So
Yeah, that will take time to. Oh my.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rough, dude.
Yeah, it's rough.
But
So
you made the
that's
right
what-
choice by moving away, dude.
Yeah.
You definitely made
yeah,
the
so
right choice in that.
I didn't personally want to deal with them. They're very old. They like look very ghetto as hell.
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah,
called my local police station, but really they did nothing. They like transferred me from my local police station to emergency number, back to local police station.
Oh,
Eventually
my.
I was like, they don't want to do anything about this, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay back and just leave it and deal with it.
Yeah. All right. That's
Yeah.
awesome that nothing happened to you.
Yeah.
I know the community would be very upset in any way if something would have happened.
Yeah,
But then now moving to EPS, and I know you're wearing some merch there of them. If you can show that beautiful merch that you see there. But now my question is, how is EPS? I've seen a tweet from EPS saying how much they've hosted in 2020 thus far. Give me some stats on EPS thus far and what you have for the future.
So we developed EPS 2.0, which is a professional site. It has a tournament structure, user interface, and so forth. And that was launched in January the 1st.
Yeah.
Since then, we've hosted 8 tournaments, 6 duos, because we had the EPS Duo Cup, which consisted of 4,000 Rand, and the finals is still yet to come due to the CCOM being damaged.
Yeah.
But the finals is 2 gaming chairs and a 1,000 Rand cash prize as well. So we've done these tournaments and got about like 800 registered users. Each tournament is registered max out in seconds, minutes. But
Congrats,
we still,
dude.
yeah, we still have like a few issues with the, because there is a lot of casual players now joining in. It is a website, so we are ranked on Google and so forth. So a lot of the casual players are joining in, but you're gonna get your competitive players who will dominate the scene, and casual players are not that dedicated, so they'll play 1 or 2 games and ditch, and I don't need to play this tournament because there's no ways I'm gonna get up to Neymar, Kareem, Travers, Keaton, Letzler, and so forth. So that we've done 800 tournaments, roughly 800 registered users throughout 8 tournaments, roughly 240 on in total have left tournaments. And that's all. That's what we've done. And what we plan on doing now is accommodating the casual market so they can see what we do and how we do. And by doing that is weekly V-Bucks prize pools. So as you can all know, Lucas started it today. He was doing a practice, just an introduction. And we just for an introduction on a casual basis, we got 80 players queuing up for casual games. Starting from tomorrow, there will be a weekly schedule, and whoever has the most wins within these casual games basically wins like V-Bucks, and there's like top 3 get paid in V-Bucks form. There is 4,400 V-Bucks to be won.
That's awesome. So a lot of things to look out for if you're in the South African community of Fortnite. I just brought up that customs that you guys can see running from Monday. I'll just bring it up again so you guys can see it. Monday, Tuesday is from 5 to 8 p.m. Fridays from 4 to 7. And then Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Mad respect to that, Alex. That's
so that's just dedication, needing to be there 24/7 between those times. And I wish I was lucky to have that open time and do that kind of stuff, but not a lot of us do. But you did mention, Alex, that the fiber cables or beneath the sea or whatever has been damaged, and we have noticed that it will only be fixed the 8th of Feb. Now my question again to you, Alex, is how has this hurt the Fortnite community from it being broken until this stage?
I would say it severely hurt the Cape Town players because they're on higher ping compared to Joburg. The Cape Town players have dominated through advantages and so forth. Some players barely can even play the game. They're lagging too much, and some players can't even like start up their Fortnite game. It's been a bit of a situation, but literally if it's 60 players playing our tournaments, I'll host for 60 players, sacrifice my 5 hours and just host a tournament for those who are not really affected, like all the Joburg players, those who in Cape Town who play on 190 and they dedicated. So I will host for them. It has been, but what I would like is to host the finals on a fair basis where the players like Bean, for instance, and Jellies, they literally cannot start the game up, but they qualified teams. So I would want them to have
the Matrix,
opportunity, opportunity to actually compete in the finals. So that's why we're postponing it.
And if we speculate a bit with these fiber cables, and if they don't get fixed and the servers don't come in or this year, do you think Fortnite is going to take a big slump with this ping?
No, I don't necessarily think. Competitors will be competitors regardless of the disadvantages they face. Like I said, there's 60 to 80 on average that will play Fortnite, and yes, it's not that big, but for a community in South Africa, it's fair enough to host tournaments. ACGL is hosting kill races. There is tournaments. SAE is hosting as well. A lot of them are hosting, and they're doing fair for the disadvantages we are facing right now. But like we all hoped, apparently ETR is on the 8th of February. Hopefully it comes very soon.
Yeah.
and yeah, look
Let's
forward to that.
let's hope so. And we're gonna now cross over to Andrea from Ace Gaming. And I know this is majority of you people that is in the stream right now wants to hear his voice and what he has to say. Andrea, before we get to the nitty gritty, I would like you just to introduce yourself as obviously as Andrea, the Ace Gaming org CEO or co-founder. Tell us who you are, what you're doing, and just more about you.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll start like that. Essentially, I was just like every single other game. I had a passion for gaming. Call of Duty IW, I'm sure many of you know, was just like the most addictive game to me, and the competitive scene back in the day then was just insane. So there was always someone to play against, always somebody to scrim and stuff like that. And so in 2016, I really started trying to look for a clan, trying to like join up, play some games and stuff like that, just out of pure enjoyment. So at the moment, I'm studying mechanical engineering. I have a part-time job, and I'm also helping some TOs get stuff done. And I'm just back and forth doing a whole bunch of things. So like I am really busy, but these events that I do host are purely out of passion because we've come such a long way, and it's been a 4-year journey, an incredible 4-year journey. And to have that type of longevity in the community as a tournament organizer, I think it's quite remarkable. And the thing is, like, obviously, throughout the years, you're always going to get a nitpick of hate here and there, a nitpick of like, you know, criticism and stuff like that. But it's obviously something that we have to deal with. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's going on at the moment. Busy getting my study sorted, busy getting my part-time work sorted, other stuff, personal life things. And then obviously when I do have time, I hit out a good old event because I really do find a challenge and a thrill in hosting an event on the weekend. Just like dealing with it and the ins and outs of it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. The other thing is then Ace Gaming started with, I think your first event was Call of Duty.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So it's insane. We started in a little clubhouse. We had I think 16 teams come through, and we had like cardboard boxes separating players, and it was the most ratchet thing you would have ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And just people were so passionate about Call of Duty back then that they would come through to these events. We would have prize pools for the day, and everybody would play in a hot, sweaty clubhouse for the entire day. And we'd go. There were days where we finished at 3 in the morning, but people would just keep grinding throughout the night, and eventually the winner was announced. Don't worry, I'm just going to go on a bit of a rant. Is that cool?
Yeah, you go. So you have 15 minutes. It's all you.
Got you. So in terms of where we started, so what happened was in the community, obviously you get to know people. And I got to know a guy called Chris Eden. And I hope you're listening tonight because it is important that you also listen to what my perspective is and people who have other perspectives. And what we did was we were playing games the one night and we just decided, hey, dude, like, doing an online or like a competitive LAN events would be actually really interesting. Anyway, so what happened was we decided to host our first LAN event, and we had such good popularity that obviously it started building more and we started doing events more frequently for Call of Duty strictly. And DGC 2016 came. Our team did really well. I think we placed like top 8 or something like that, which for a clan that had just been made was really incredible. And then going into 2017, you could see that Chris wasn't enjoying the events hosting that much anymore. And I don't know, I never really asked him for all the details and stuff, but essentially I got a message from him the one day just saying, listen, dude, would you like to take over Ace Gaming? And I was like, yeah, sure, dude. Like, just give me some time to think about it. Yeah. It is a big responsibility. I'll get back to you. So what I did was I gave it a day or two's thoughts, and I eventually came back to Chris and I was like, listen, dude, I actually would like it. I think I'm quite passionate about doing these events, and I think there's a longevity to it and something that I could really do for a long time because I just enjoy it in general.
Yeah.
So what Chris did was he gave me like the login details for all the Ace Gaming accounts, so on and everything. And I always said to Chris, because the one day I went to his house after he had made the decision to give Ace to me, and I actually asked him to like join back into the organization and join with me because it was always nice having somebody on hand, on floor, helping me on the day, you know? Yeah. I definitely felt like I took the leadership role in terms of running the events and everything, but it was nice having an assistant do everything else for me and help me run the event more smoothly. Anyway, so went to his house. He said, no, dude, I don't want to. He said, no, he said he was keen to do it. And then again, a day later, he said, nah, listen, cut that. Long story short, I've been hearing throughout the years that, you know, I stole Ace Gaming, I took it from him without letting him know, and like all of this nonsense. And I mean, Chris, I hope you're listening, because I have the texts to prove that you offered me it, and I had the text of you sending me over the details to log into the accounts, making me the owner and everything, and I have the details of me saying, if you ever want to come back, I would more than happily take you, because I was never a single day disrespectful to you. I never ever treated you badly. But I don't know what it is, because he comes from a lovely family. I've met his mother, I've met his little sister, I met everyone there, and I just don't know why he would like veer away from that, because he's just started speaking a lot of nonsense online on Twitter. There is a bit of a hate culture on Twitter, so I don't blame him.
I had a chat to him a week ago, no, 2-3 days ago, and he said he did say that he gave it to you. He did give it to you, but he gave it to you as in he doesn't want to do business with you anymore. He gave it to you as in him wanted to go away from you.
Delray, with regards to the actual events on the day, the LAN events that we hosted, originally Chris and I were the co-owners, but you could just see that he was struggling in terms of running the events and struggling in terms of the leadership of announcing and getting things done and sorted on the day. And in a sense, just naturally, he took the back seat, and I just started calling the reins and everything and announcing everything and talking and everything. And so obviously I still wanted him on floor. I always had him there to assist me and to like do a few things here and there, but just naturally he tended to veer away. So, you know, like it's like you said, there's never been a day where I've showed him hate or been disrespectful or anything. I have nothing but love for Chris, but he just chooses to be salty online, and I don't know why. But you know, everyone's their own. If he chooses to be like that, then it's his choice. But anyway, I want to get onto the actual topic at hand.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into it.
All right, so
everyone wants
essentially, I think I'll start with why we distributed the prize pool like we did. So let me just give you guys the breakdown of the amounts. We had 11,000 Rand that we got in exactly. And how it works was we gave 8,500 Rand away to the community. We kept 2,500 Rand. All right. So if you take 8,500 add 2,500, 11. In that 2,500, I gave 800 Rand to my cousin to assist me in terms of helping out on the day of the events. And then in terms of advertising, 500 Rand for the week. And then what we did was I kept 1,200 Rand for myself. Now, in terms of people saying that I should be doing events for free, I respect Alex's thing. I respect what's going on with him. But in terms of an organization running for 4 years, and I find that there is a value on everyone's time, you know, and considering that I am a busy person, I am studying, I am working, I'm doing all of this stuff, I feel like if I'm going to take a full week to do admin, and then on the weekend, I'm going to now run an event for a full day, I feel like 1,200 Rand is not a lot to ask for an event. It really, really isn't. Everyone can have their own opinion, but that's not a lot of money to actually do it. And doing the admin leading up to the week is a lot of admin. It's a lot of hours into getting names and dealing with discrepancies and issues. So that's okay. Then another thing is people had an issue with us running on WhatsApp and still running on WhatsApp. And now I actually saw an interesting statistic because we've had over 2,500 players enter Ace Gaming tournaments, which shows that a lot of people haven't come back. And what I did at one of the points last year was I sent out a survey and asked people why they never returned. And just like the COD community, Delray, people don't want to compete against the best players and just throw their money to them because they know they're going to lose. Remember how the COD community died? The reason the COD community died is because no one wanted to play Dylan and Bravado, and no one wanted to play Rob and Ian, and that's why the COD community is so dead at the moment. No one wants to enter because they're not willing to lose their money and give it to another person, even though they are playing the events. Same thing with the Fortnite community. I want to promote longevity in the community, and by doing that, you got to make the prize pools less top heavy and spread them more thin. That gives the average Fortnite player an opportunity, your average basic player, no pro, nothing, it gives them an opportunity to now compete for 10th place and get some money back, which I think is more than fair. And also, I released something on Twitter the other day saying that in terms of the numbers, if you do 10 events and you win a smaller fraction, like let's say 900 Rand, that's 9,000 Rand over 10 events if you place the same placing. Whereas if you do 4 events, you're going to make maybe 1,500 events, okay? And you'll get 6,000 in total. But you won't even probably get 6,000 because the numbers of players entering those events will be less and less and less. And like I said, those 2,500 players that I never asked all of them. I think I asked about 300. Majority of them said they will never play an events again because they know they can't win it. And there's no value in them putting 200 or 250 Rand into a tournament when they're not going to get a reward from it. So I think that a lot of these players in the community right now are thinking more about their bank accounts than the actual community at hand, because I've experienced the COD community die. And I don't want to let it happen to the Fortnite community, and that's why I've spread it like that. All right. In terms of okay. Well, that's with regards to the prize pool.
I'm just gonna stop you there. So this what is it? This last weekend we had 60 players.
We had 60 players.
Yeah. So just run that down for me.
No, sure. So it wasn't 60 players. It was 58 players.
Yeah.
people cancelled on the morning of. And the
Yeah.
other 3 players just dashed for wherever they went, and I never got that money in. I would happily show anyone in the community the bank statements and all the details at hand. I'll happily sort of anyone in Discord over camera read them through all the deposits and all of that stuff that we got, just to explain to them all how it works. But one thing I won't stand for is people saying I'm stealing money, because it's such a false statement. And the thing is, there's such a hate culture on Twitter at the moment, and I feel like a lot of people, what they've been doing is they'll read something on Twitter and instantly react to it and think that is true. And I feel like people aren't able to generate a good perspective online and get like both sides of the story. Because so many times this week that I have people messaging me some shit talk, and I would say to them, all right, let's talk about it. I talk about it. And by the end of the conversation, they'll be like, oh, I never realized that. So make sure you guys get your facts straight, because it's so annoying as a tournament organizer to get so much heat when a lot of the facts aren't even true. And a lot of the stuff over Twitter is not even true. People are saying I'm running away with 4,000 Rand and stuff like that. And just all these rash statements. Yo, go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Sure.
Okay, so you hosted. Do you remember the tournament you hosted in August for 140 players at 250 Rand?
Yes.
So that was a proposed prize pool. If you did get 140 players,
It was, yes.
28,000 Rand, correct?
Okay.
So you got 70 players in that tournament, and
Well, no, it wasn't 70. It was more than that, wasn't it?
no, it was 70.
I'm quite sure it was 80 plus. But anyway, you can carry
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, if
I can go back to the archives and give you the exact number, but I'm quite certain it was more than 70. But anyway, carry on.
Okay, so you went in and took 17,500 Rand in total.
Okay.
Let me just get this. Del Rey, can you bring it up? I think I sent it to you.
I've got it up. I've got it up on stream. So basically, you had 70 players at 250 each. That makes you 17,500.
Okay.
Then you paid out first place 3,700, second place 1,750, third place 900, fourth to 10th got $300. That
Did you add in the winners of each game? Getting
Then-
Yeah, so we
Yes.
did.
Yes, we did. Then
that's
that went out to 1,800. The prize pool was then at 8,150. Okay. Then per win you gave $500 per win. So that's
Okay.
5 times 6 is 3K. That came
Yeah.
out to 11,150.
Okay.
Then 17,500 minus your 11,150.
Mhm.
You basically made a profit of just under 6K.
Yeah, look, I think we're gonna have to go back to the archives and actually get the exact numbers and the exact amounts, and we can talk about that. I just don't have that stuff ready on me at the moment. But just one thing that people also need to understand is that if there is a greater number of players playing the events, that means that advertising costs go up. That means that I need 2 people on floor instead of 1 assisting me on the day,
It
and
was
that
an
means
online tournament.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to actually process every single person's entry, because, and again, I'll explain why we work on WhatsApp, but the reason it was online, it doesn't differ from the fact that we still need 3 people to work together on the computer, getting all these results in and everything. Advertising costs go up, paying those players goes up, the people helping me on the day. And so obviously it's going to be more proportional with regards to everything. But with those numbers, I think it's definitely a bit off. And like I said, I can happily go to the archives and I will post those details on Twitter
Please,
tonight.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
post that because
yeah.
I still have all the amounts and everything. But it definitely wasn't that amount because, like I said, we've always stuck to that 4,000, 16,000 Rand rule with regards to the 20,000 Rand total. And that's how we've always stuck to it. With regards to the WhatsApp, and the reason why we work off WhatsApp is because, like I said, 56% of our clients who come in are first-time clients who have never played a Fortnite event in their lives before. They've never heard of the word Discord. And so by sticking to something that's really savvy and that's something that everyone has, I feel like it's a lot easier in that sense, you know? And to be honest, there's no difference between a kid going onto Discord or going onto WhatsApp and posting a score or posting a results. And to ask like these little kids, these 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds to now go onto Discord and download this app on their PC, they might not even have a PC. Some of them just have a PlayStation 4. It's a lot to ask for, and it's a lot of organization to get all these kids on board like that. So that's why WhatsApp's just savvy. You can have everyone in one group, just work together. We're very organized in terms of like people submitting results. We have a rule where people only submit their results, their order, and the number of kills and stuff. And it works out exceptionally well. It works out exceptionally smooth. And that's why people criticize the WhatsApp thing. But
So
you need to understand it
sticking
from
to
practicality.
WhatsApp would be the
Yeah.
easiest thing in terms of admin. But I can guarantee, like me hosting these tournaments, have been on Discord.
Sure, Alex, but
it doesn't necessarily take too much time to explain something or make a video. You know,
no,
have
the
a
thing is, sure, but now these kids,
thing.
what happens if they don't have a PC? What happens if they just have a PlayStation?
A
And
lot of them are on phones. I got like 34% on mobile, and they're like, "Hey, how do I check code?" I'd be like, "Here's a video.
Sure.
I can explain." You've hosted about like what? How many Fortnite tournaments?
Sure, I don't know, dude, lots and lots.
So, like, with all these profits and
Sure.
all the monies that you've made, why haven't you invested a single cent into growing the passion for growing the community? I mean,
Growing the community. I think I am the leading organization in terms of getting new Fortnite players who have never played a tournament before to come and play these events. And I stick to that because of the rates, the 56% rate of new players playing every single event. And I will stand up by that because my advertising is exceptional, and getting kids who have never heard of an Ace Gaming Fortnite event or Fortnite events in general to join an event, I think is quite remarkable. I've had people, these kids who have never ever heard of a single tournament, never heard of a competitive community or anything, come and join me. And for that rate, I will stand by WhatsApp and I'll stand by at my.
okay, so you introduce these new casual players to a
Yes.
competitive tournament. What happens when they lose? They're never going to play again. Like you said a high percentage of them never come back to the community.
Yeah.
That's not growing the community. That's chasing them away because
No, it's not chasing them away. The top-heavy prize pools that we've previously been doing has been chasing them away. That's why I try to spread it more thin to allow the average player to have a chance. Because the first question every single kid who's brand new to the Fortnite community asks me, they say, dude, how much is the prize pool? What are the splits? What is 10th place? That is like one of the most popular questions. What is 10th place? Because they want to just try to fight for that 10th place spot to try get into the
and
position.
you've only recently introduced that, right?
Yeah, and that's why I gave it some thoughts the week before the event, and I was like, we need to start like creating longevity in this community, and by doing that, by spreading things slightly more thin, I can guarantee there'll be a lot more players playing this event because kids want to push for those like lower positions who's an average Fortnite player, and they will come back to another event if that's the case. So as much as you have your ideology with regards to like how the prize pool should be split and all of that stuff, you need to understand that it's about trying to keep the average player, and that's what I've been trying to do by spreading the prize pool more thin and thinking about the actual longevity of the community and not just about kids and their bank accounts and a top-heavy bank account. Because why must I make it top-heavy? Like, no offense, people like Karim and Neymar are just going to snatch a majority of the money every single time, and they're incredibly good players and they deserve that. But why not give the average player some cash too, so that I made 100 grand this time. Let me play another event and try maybe place 8th and get a slightly higher prize
The
pool.
chances of in the top 10 that you had, right?
Yes.
Average player actually plays top 10.
Yeah.
Which average player?
No. Yeah, that's one kid. All right, that kid never
which-
even plays. That kid
who
barely
plays?
even plays. Anyway, my point is, all right, it's not about which average player plays top 10. It's not about that.
That is your goal.
No. My point is, it gives that person an opportunity to try and attempt for a low position and get money out of it. All right. 1st to 5th is too little. I'm sorry. That's giving them zero chance. By making a 10th place prize pool, that's giving them a small percentage of chance better than what they previously had. So I agree fully to spread prize pools thinly. Obviously, we'll reconsider and restructure our prize pools if we do events again. But my point is that you gotta give everyone a sense of enticement, and if you're not gonna create some interest in the community to an average player, what's gonna promote them to want to come in the future, Alex? Like, you just want to give top 5 prize pool. What's gonna incite somebody to come play again?
The thing is, I agree with you with like the top heavy prize pool. I mean that's like a problem.
That is a bad thing, yeah.
Yes, but the problem is you didn't actually go and announce it for the duo tournament. Like, no one actually knew what the prize distribution was.
That is one of our faults. We should have announced that better, and we should have
Like
announced it public.
every TO discusses a prize pool beforehand.
Yeah.
Not once have you in all.
The reason it's been tough is because
we've
the numbers are
complained
consistent every
about
time.
it, and we brought it up and like, hey, Ace Gaming, why don't you announce the prize pool beforehand?
Sure, I can agree to that.
And
Yeah.
next tournament we expect it to be done, but nothing happens, and then we like, hey, the prize pool wasn't announced, and I'm
I
only
can agree to
getting
that. I can agree to that.
One thing I want to add there is when my Ian Fortnite team was still in the thing, obviously I had to sign up the players, and one thing that I literally blew up the one day is my team came to me saying, listen, here's an Ace tournament, we want to take part. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's get into this Ace tournament. Then they don't get the cap of the 100 players, they get 60. So what I wanted to see is Ace Gaming tweets out, listen here, okay, we didn't get 100, here is 60, this is the payouts for 60 people.
Though, you know what's tough also?
I wanted
You know what's also really
out.
tough? Is because I'm going to go announce like a split amount now. Let's say we have 60 players come Friday and the event's on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I am trying my absolute best every single event we have to get as many numbers as we can. And if I tell you that every single event I've ever hosted, I get another 5 entries on the morning of the events, it's ridiculous because people are always like entering last minute. And now I go announce one prize pool and now I must change it again and again and again after the dead ends because people say, oh dude, I know it's over, but can we please sign up? And I'm so tired of posting the same thing and then having to change it. And that's why I just never really announced the prize pools prior, because it's a mission, because now 5 kids on a Saturday, then 5 kids on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock before the event starts at 9. So to like post something and then it not be reflexive, it's not going to be true. So I'd rather just get the total number on the day.
Organizing?
Absolutely,
like
Dory, but at the
part of
same
the
time,
work.
I don't want to go and post something saying that we have 60 players, this is going to be the prize pool, and then I get remarks on Twitter saying it's untrue, there were more than 60 players. I'd rather just wait until the exact number on the day, that first custom that starts. That's when I know the exact number of players that are playing at the events, and it's tough in that regard. People need to wait for the splits, but they just need to understand too that people are always last minute in terms of entering and stuff like that. My Google Doc that I always send out for people to enter the tournament prior, I always end up with my number on Friday, and then I get maybe another 10 over the commencements of the weekend, which is good for the community. It obviously gives everyone more money, but at the same time, like it's hard to go and post things that aren't factually true when when I'm constantly getting entry, and then like this past event at 8:30, 30 minutes before the event, I got 2 entries in, and it's just obviously I'm not going to let them not play because I want these kids to be able to play, and I want to fill up the lobby as much as possible because it makes it more exciting. But like it's tough to go and post the splits. But I will admit that I need to post the splits better prior and just say that it will obviously change according to how it's going to go. Then also with regards to my comments over the phone to Travis, the stuff I said to Panda. So like, first of all, I just want to like sincerely apologize for everything I did say. The thing is, I would love everyone to like just understand my perspective too, but I just want everyone to, at the same time to know that I am apologetic about what I did. It's not acceptable. But Dore, you're a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's always one or two kids in the class that just annoy the shit out of you. Like, there is.
Obviously it is.
And you're laughing because it's true.
Yes. But
Anyway,
again,
no,
I'm not gonna, I can't. It's
Yeah, no,
it's
let me
not my
finish.
place. Yeah.
It's not to say that it's acceptable to talk the way I did, but one thing I will say is, on the day of the events, we're running on WhatsApp. We're having all these kids send messages through constantly. Let's say we have 60 kids. I have 60 messages coming through my phone at once. I'm busy typing everything, getting everything together, sorting everything out. And like, it's absolute chaos, and it's really stressful because people don't want to start their next custom game before they get all their results in and before they know where they stand and everything. So there's no time to deal with little discrepancies. People know the general idea, and when we have time, we'll answer. Like Panda, for instance, I had so many pressing topics that I had to attend to before him, but I just kept getting message after message after message after message. And it's not that I have nothing but like love for Panda.
The easiest thing is to block players, right?
Block players? What do you mean by that?
I mean, a lot of the players have reported that you block them after a certain, amount.
Alex, not because I wasn't wanting to deal with their query, but because they've been playing up disrespectful. And the thing is now, I'm answering messages in terms. No, listen to me first. I'm
listening.
Yeah, so I'm answering queries in terms of their relevance and the importance in the moment. All right. Sometimes like a kid will try cheating a game, and I have to attend to that first before I attend to any other query. And this is the thing. Like somebody like Travis, he really gets under my nerves at times because what happens is like with that comment message that I did send, he had probably sent me over like 20, 30 messages throughout the day, just like constantly having a go at me and I'm trying to get through more important things. Like there was a dispute with somebody cheating that day, and I have to answer that first and sort it out first, review footage first. But no, he wants an answer immediately. Not to say I will always respond to everyone, but I expect a certain level of respect. And I know you guys are young and everything, and you guys lack patience. I mean, I did too, but it's not to say that you guys need to speak to me badly, because at the end of the day, I do this out of passion, contrary to many people's belief, I do. But at the same time, I expect a certain level of respect from the players. Again, that face value versus texting, and that's the thing. I lost my shit with Travis that day. I already did. I lost my shit with Panda because they were being disrespectful.
It comes to the same thing as you were advising Panda in the beginning of the thing. You say you can be like this over social media, but I can remember in Bravado Land, you've done some shit before to riots, not even recently before. And Bravado Land, you're all smiley and hi to everyone.
To be honest, I never knew who Riots was in face. That's why I never like changed up at all. I don't know half the kids.
I mean, he was like, everyone would say, yeah, I'm right. So,
no, but like he never said hi, I'm Riots. He said hi, I'm James, and I was like, okay, what's his name? Is his name James? He's like, hi, I'm James. So how must I know that he's Riots? So it's not that I was disgenuine, because I can guarantee you one thing about myself: the way I text you is the way I'll talk to you in person if I really have an issue. All right, and I never knew on the day that Riots was the one that I had the issue with. But if there really was an issue, I would have stood up and been the better person and just said, listen, let's squash the beef, all right? But not to say I never knew who he was on the day. I never. Like, there's so many players. There were 100 players at the Bravado thing.
So why haven't you squashed the beef yet, or like go apologize to the players?
Because, to be honest, that's why I sent out the apology like 5 minutes ago, and I said like that I am sorry, because you need to understand that dealing with 60 kids is incredibly tough. It's incredibly challenging on somebody's patience, and it takes a special person. And some days Some days, and I can guarantee you there's maybe more than 1 or 2 texts out there that I sent that were inappropriate or wrong. And that's why I'm apologizing. But what I am saying is that it's infuriating some days when kids won't back down and won't just chill for like 5-10 minutes waiting for me to get to their query. And that's a problem, Alex. Like I need some patience and I need some maturity, and I'll give you the same energy that you give me. And if you're gonna shit talk me and send 40 messages saying do, and like constantly harass me like that, then I'm not gonna have patience for you. I'm gonna have a bad stigma towards you because you don't deserve my time if you're gonna act like that. Sure, you're a customer, but I'll give you the time when I have it, and I will never go and post something when it's not right or when it's incorrect. I'll always attend to all my messages first, then go and post what I need to. And that's what I want to say.
Yeah, also,
it's a balancing act. That's what it is.
Mark, I just want to add to that. Isn't also I asked it just 10 minutes ago. Isn't that also part of the job? You know, you're gonna have people in your DMs 24 fucking 7.
Absolutely.
Like you're gonna have to deal with them.
Yeah.
So are you actually doing that? Because obviously it comes with it. So you fucking hate it and you don't like it or you like it, but then you're gonna have to step out and say, okay, this is not for me. Tough shit. I don't want to do it anymore.
Dore, to be honest, I've done hundreds of events. I really have, and I've been exceptionally patient with a lot of kids who have been far out of their place, like have been so disrespectful, but we've dealt with it okay.
Yeah, but that's what you need to do.
No, absolutely. But I mean, Dore, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And I have much love for every single person in the community. But if a kid's going to be disrespectful to me and I'm having a shit day, a really, really shit day, then I'm sorry, I might snap at you. All right. And it's happened maybe, let's say a couple times, but I've done more than 100 events. And like, I've been exceptionally good with these kids because kids are impatient, Dore. You know that. Yes. Kids are wanting to want things immediately. And a lot of kids also are slightly entitled. And that's the thing. They want this and they want to be first. They want this and this and this. I'm one person.
We both do the same thing.
Sure, but Alex, I've been doing it for 4 years, eh? So let's just get these things straight, eh?
I've done 30, 40 tournaments in a
Okay, I've done over 100, bro. So like, it's a lot.
I'm just saying, in 8 months, I've done.
Yeah. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying, you need to understand. It's been a long time.
I know it's been a long time. And 8 months still going in.
Sure.
I've not once after a tournament had a query because I've closed every single one of them, and I've make sure that each and one of them have gotten their admin, their time, and you can go. You read
Alex, with regards to, if you're talking about Panda and taking long to reply to his query.
I'm just saying, you say like 60 players is a lot. I deal with 100 every tournament, so.
No, you don't deal with 100 every tournament. You had 80.
I do.
But yeah, my point is like.
Tournaments
okay, that's good. But I'm just saying, like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've dealt with a big variety of people, and I'm always going to give energy. The person that gives me good energy, I'm going to return that energy to them. All right.
So you're saying eventually?
No. And what I am saying, I won't be disrespectful to kids, and I am sorry for what I did do. All right, but it's the one of few times I snap because these kids are tough to work with. I love it. I love the challenge. But sometimes I do snap, and I'm human. I'm not perfect, and it unfortunately went out in text. It went on social media, and it was terrible. But I'm not saying that I'm like that every time. I'm actually quite a nice guy to a lot of the guys because they treat me well. I treat them well. It's a mutual respect. They're there to play tournaments. I'm there to run the tournaments, and they need to be patient with me because there's only one of me and maybe an assistant on the day helping me out. So that's all we really can do. We can only get through things at a certain pace. I'm not a computer.
Yeah. So like, so you're saying like 2 years down the line, I'm gonna be angry too.
I'm not going to say you're going to be angry. We all treat.
No. You're saying Alex, the longer you've done it, the more impatient you become.
I'm just saying to you that over 4 years, there's a lot more repetition in terms of doing these events. And I'll be honest, Alex. There's been 1 or 2 kids that have gotten up your hair slightly. Be honest with
but I've never had.
Absolutely. But in terms of longevity, I've been in this for a long time, and I snapped once or twice, 3 times maybe, and I'm human.
Like in the past, like that was this last week that you snapped on people.
Yeah, on Panda. I snapped on Panda. Because
wait,
riots.
Like the problem is you can't.
Travis.
Like, let me speak. Okay, so here's a problem, right? So you say that people like their children, right, and stuff like that, and then they. Like,
I don't say their children. I said their children.
You've been using the word children so much.
Yeah, no, but I say their children and their aunts as patients. That's what I said.
Okay, yes, okay.
I said their children.
Firstly, you never once said on the WhatsApp group, "Don't message me, guys. Message me once if you have like an important issue or whatever."
That's factually untrue because I said at the beginning post on the first message of the day, guys, if you have any queries, message me privately.
Yes, but listen.
we did.
I message you privately, right? And then you don't reply to me, and then I message you again, yo, are you there or whatever, and then you don't reply.
Yeah, but dude, 60 other messages though. That's the thing. Like,
no, I understand.
So you're telling me all 60 players are messaging you?
Dude, these are kids. They want to know every little discrepancy. Bro, am I allowed to skin? Am I allowed to pickaxe? Am I allowed this? So many different questions, Alex.
Okay, well, literally.
Focus on the top 3 or the top.
Okay, no, none of that. We want equality, right? So the most important thing is you need to disclose all the rules before the tournament, because the problem was with this recent ace is that you just put up the poster saying here 60,000 rand prize pool, and then we're gonna play, right? Then as soon as we got the WhatsApp group, you said a couple rules like no teaming or whatever, but there was still a lot of like gray space on like what happens.
Which rule in particular were you missing? Because I said all Fortnite World Cup rules apply.
Okay, yeah, but then like that's the thing.
There's
like,
no gray space there. It's following the world formats.
Oh,
Okay,
World
yeah.
Cup format
But there-
didn't state that
Okay,
no pickaxe
well-
swinging is allowed.
yeah,
because that
that is
was
true.
No, but they made a recent announcement like
Yeah,
a few
but it's
days
not for
before.
World Cup. It's not for World Cup. It's
Yeah, it
for FN
wasn't.
competitive. It's
Yeah.
completely different. So you need to update and stay updated to the rules of Fortnite if you're going to.
All right,
say,
sure, one
stick
error
to
there.
these.
I'll admit to that. I will.
And then
I just-
another thing is you
Yeah,
need
wait.
to
Let's
make sure.
finish. Let's finish. He wants to.
Okay, so then another
sorted.
thing is that like I'm pretty sure 90% of your messages querying the prize pool, right?
Yeah.
'Cause- So that is definitely one thing
No,
you need to
not quite on the day, but yeah, I do agree. Yeah.
like because I was like because if I can tell you one thing is that the prize pool completely determines how I play.
Yeah, sure.
For example, say I knew it was top 5, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my duo. Me and Sakaris, right? We were 3rd or 4th for most of the
Yeah.
tournament, right?
Sure.
But what's called when we died of spawn one game, we fell down to 5th.
Yeah.
If we had known that 5th would have still been in the prize pool, we would have stayed and we would have played consistently.
I don't know if that's justifiable. You should be playing your best every single game, dude.
Oh no, just let me finish, okay? So
Yeah.
you play your best every game,
Sure,
right?
sure.
I didn't start playing shit or whatever. What happened was that I started W keying and I
Mhm.
started changing my playstyle because I needed to catch up to Neymar.
Yeah, but
and
that's a
Kareem.
risky play.
Yes,
he
but
needs
if
to
I'd
do it.
known, if
Risk
I'd
for
known
reward
that
because he thinks
because I
top
was
is
10,
getting
20
paid.
points off of 3rd place, but I was still top 5. So if I'd known top 5 would have been prize pool, then I would have
Yeah.
still played like I would have played
like
the same.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but you do get what I mean when I say that people are entering on the day of the events, and I want to get those numbers in for you guys financially so you can make more. But it's tough to go and announce a prize pool on the day when I don't even know like how many people have paid me.
Okay,
'cause
no,
his-
you don't even
like-
need to announce how much money there is. Just
Yeah.
say, okay, we'll be
The
rewarding
threshold is
1st to
top
5th
10.
place. We'll be rewarding 1st to 5th place, and you'll get like money for every win.
Sure.
Problem is, we were in the dark the whole tournament, wondering what the placements were.
Yeah, because I wasn't certain of the exact number that we had, and I wasn't certain of all the payments that had come through over the weekend.
No,
the thing is,
but
a lot of
it's
pay-
not about the money. It's about what the placements
threshold.
were. So if you said,
1
okay,
to 10 gets
Are
paid.
you asking? Yeah, sure. Okay, I can agree to that. And I did say one of the things I did say I need to fix is just pre-announcing what places get. I just in that week I just gave it some thought, and I should have probably announced. No, I definitely should have announced it rather. Listen, 1st to 10th is getting placing. The reason I did it wasn't to like have a go at the top 5 players. It was just to like for the longevity thing. But I will be more descriptive in that in the future, definitely. So you guys will know exactly what places are getting money. But I'm not going to stipulate the exact amount of money because I don't know how many people are paid come Monday morning. I don't know how many people are going to enter the events on the day, cancel on the day, join on the day. It's tough in that regard. So I'm going to be as reflective as I can with you guys. But at the same time, with regards to actual finances, the actual amounts for specific places, it's tough to work out in that regard.
So, Letzler and Panda, can you confirm like that there was another admin in the?
I was not aware of it, but like
It was
neither.
it was admin that was just working on the computer the entire time. There was no actual cell phone admin. I was dealing with that. There was admin working on the computer, typing results in, going. So that's what I had
Maybe,
people to
yeah.
help me out with. So I was just on the
People
phone
or
replying
person?
to messages. No, this event was person. Previous events, the bigger ones, people. So, yeah,
which like this one was just one person?
one person assisting and myself. Yeah,
Panda,
Right.
before we started, you wanted to ask something as well?
yeah, Panda, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you
Yeah.
there.
I was gonna say with a Discord instead of WhatsApp group, you can also
Sure.
have I feel it's a lot more easier because you can have roles, right?
Sure.
You can have roles where you have admins, and if you get admins, you kind of need those so we don't bug you the whole time.
Yeah.
If you have some admins, you can people can message them about their complaint or their
Absolutely.
to fix
absolutely.
scores instead. So maybe you need some admins and
I can agree to that. The thing is, I need to every single game keep the games flowing. And what I do in terms of all the messages I get on the day, I prioritize them. If there's a dispute or cheating or something like that, I have to attend to that first before the next game starts. And like I try to do a prioritization, and then with regards to prize pool, small questions, I respond to them after the events or on the Monday when I know the exact amount that I'm handing out. And with our situation, dude, like I had so many like little disputes for cheating, pickaxing, and stuff like that I wanted to just check out. I wanted to make sure everything was good. And you were just constantly messaging me when I already knew the answer to your message, and I was getting through so many that I never had time to get to yours. But I already knew that I knew what the results of yours was. So come Monday morning, all the money had been processed, all the money had been through. I could actually add everyone to a group like I did. I said, listen, guys, this is how much we got in. These are the splits. Here we go. All right. And like in that regard, I just asked for patience. Like I said, I stick to my apology.
Yeah.
I am wrong for what I did and what I said. All right. I won't speak like that ever again to another player. It's just you guys also need to understand that running a tournament is stressful. It really, really is stressful. And having kids that are extremely impatient, and it's not to say everyone. I love majority of the guys in the community, but there's some kids who just tick me up the wrong way sometimes because they'll spam you with messages and they'll just be disrespectful and say like irrational things that have nothing to do with the tournament. And that's what I won't stand for. I want a mutual respect between everyone in the community. I really do this for passion, and I stick to that.
Yeah, I just want to say another thing is if you do know like your WhatsApp, you want to do WhatsApp and then you do WhatsApp. But if you can see there's so many things going wrong in the little places like the WhatsApp with 60 people getting into there and it's overcrowded and you need to scroll through everything. Wouldn't it be better just to invest in a bot or going over the Discord or making even a website?
We are in the works of making a website.
Okay,
but the thing is, the toughest thing with the WhatsApp was that it would often be like, let's say a duos tournament, it would be a mom or dad and two boys who have never heard of a Fortnite event in their life and had 6 teams like that this previous event. And now they're on the group, they're projecting the message to their kids. And now I must get them to download Discord on a computer or a phone and I'll get them to run that. It's way too tough for people like that. And that's why I still stand that what Ace has done in terms of getting numbers into this community is insane, because we showed there's a lot of kids who have played the first time and carried on playing consistently, and I think that's incredible. But at the same time, the reason we do WhatsApp is not because it's a practical thing or not because it's a lazy thing. It's because it's easier for the people who have never done an event before, and I want to keep promoting more people to come into the community. So I'm going to stick to that because, that's it.
One thing that you said is you have like 60% new players in your tournament.
50, 52. I think I said that. Yeah, something like that.
58 or whatever.
I forgot the number. Yeah.
So one thing that I think could be the reason you bring in so many new players is because the WhatsApp group actually has no longevity. If you think about it, like once you have a WhatsApp group, like you use it for that 120 and then you delete it. That's it. Or like you don't delete it, but nobody uses that 20.
Oh no, but we archive every chat.
No. But the problem with the good thing with a Discord and with like a community like that is once you have a Discord, nobody ever leaves. Everyone knows about the announcements, and you actually retain.
I can agree to that.
So the thing is with WhatsApp, you're saying there's all these new kids who don't know how to use Discord and that. But the thing is, once they're already on the Discord, then they will be able to use it for every single tournament. And they'll be able to access more tournaments, therefore leading into like more longevity for more.
Yeah, no, I can agree to that. The thing is, a lot of kids like what they'll do is they'll play an event, leave the group, and then immediately after that they'll be like, "Dude, please message me when the next event comes." And that's when I send my broadcast message to the 2,500 people that have ever played, and they have knowledge of the event. But sure, maybe for other events going on in the community, there's like mad respect to that. Yeah. A lot of these kids just play Fortnite on the weekend for fun because they instead of going to movies, they want to play an event, and they'll never get into the competitive scene ever. But what they will do is they'll see my events and come play it, because they played it before, they enjoyed the experience, they want to try for 10th place again, Okay. Well, look, we'll definitely give the prize pool some thoughts for the next event.
Regarding the prize pools, I'm glad you back up.
Yeah.
How much players did you get this tournament? You said
we had 58. 58. Yeah.
So you took 3,500 for yourself.
2,500.
2,500.
Yeah. Okay. Are we doing this right now? Because I can send you the stats afterwards and we can talk all about it.
Also, people were asking.
It's become a meme.
People were asking me what the archives were exactly.
The archives?
Yeah, the archives. Sorry.
No, the kids ask what's archives.
What do you mean by that?
No,
like the archives is basically.
I know what it means, like where you keep everything, but people are worried that when you're gonna send out the thing for like the previous tournaments, that it can be edited or whatever.
What do you mean edited?
Okay, because remember Alex brought up that point about the August tournament where you took like 6K. People are just asking me like, can the archives be edited or are you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not really. No. It's not about that's not a problem. It's more about just getting the events out, and there's a general consistency of the event being all over the internet. So whether they edit whatever they do, it doesn't really matter because the stats on the actual pages themselves are true, and that can't be edited.
Yeah, I just want.
Alex,
before you go, I just want to. So with the prize pool, do you always take a set amount? And does that set amount stay the same with 100 players, 60 players, or 40?
It used to be slightly more than we did have a bit of a like a chat to the community, and they weren't happy about it. And I'm saying this is early last year, and that's when we started sticking to the 2016 like format, you know, taking a fifth and using that to advertise the event, which is our biggest fee, paying people to help on the day, and then obviously taking a small amount of profits. But yeah, and Alex, you want to carry on?
So you say you take how much percent?
So a fifth.
A fifth. So what's that?
Well, I mean,
And if-
From
in
what?
terms of the
What's the total amount, and you take a fifth from that?
what's up? Wait, no, fifth of. So you know we always work off the 20,000 rand to 16,000 rand splits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 16,000 goes. So that's a fifth. That's what I'm saying.
Isn't it 4? It's 25%.
No, wait.
No, is it a fifth or sorry? Maybe I'm.
So it's 25% if you were to take a 4,000 rand off a 20,000 rand.
No, it is.
No, it's a fifth, Alex.
it
It's
is
a fifth. You're getting
Yeah,
it wrong, bro.
25%.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
25%. 25% is a
20%.
quarter.
Yeah.
What's this?
Okay.
Anyway,
thing,
Alex,
one
can we dispute this maybe another time because the values are correct in terms of the splits. So we can have a Discord maybe afterwards and chat about it.
20% is a fifth.
Yeah, 20% of it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what's up.
another
Yeah.
thing I want to ask is,
Sure.
So this is like what I've seen from playing 2 of your 20s and what I've heard
Go
is
ahead.
after every 20 there seems to be some sort of like disgruntle and people are like, there's always something on Twitter about your 20s. Why do you think people are inclined to always go and have a problem with the way you run your 20s? And do you think that could be a reason why you lose more players?
No, you know what the thing is, Rue, is like I said, I get to every single person's query, but often I take long to get some of the queries because there are a lot. And in terms of the patience for people, and they're so quick to like say, oh, it's bad because he never responded to me. I need the time after the event to go through every single query. And a lot of people will quickly jump and say, this is a bad thing because I'm taking so long to reply. Sure, we need to get more admin on board to respond to these things quicker. But at the same time, as much as there's been 1 or 2 disgruntles, there's been so many positive people like saying, dude, thank you so much. It is so well organized. And I think the events have been extremely well organized. You guys literally play a game. As soon as you come out that game, 5 minutes, you guys have your results, your scores, and you go into the next game. And the event's done in like what? We started at 9. We had a warm-up game. The official first game started at 10. We finished at like 1 o'clock, I think, if I'm not wrong. Which is really fast for a Fortnite event, considering to how long it took back in the day, you know?
Yeah,
So,
indeed, so.
yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna put it out there before you go any further. If for the chat and everyone in the stream, if you have any questions for Andrea or anyone in the forecast for the last 10 minutes, I give reign to you. Over on WhatsApp, please do it on my WhatsApp. So if you have my number, then drop me a WhatsApp there. Otherwise, I won't be seeing it. I can't watch Discord. Otherwise, you'd lose the feed of everyone's faces. So over on WhatsApp, if you want to ask me any questions, you can either WhatsApp Alex, Matthias, or Damien, and then we can go around like
Alex,
that. But yeah,
in terms of the splits and everything, we can actually sit one day on Discord and go through all the financials and stuff if you would like. I would happily go through all of that with you, show you bank statements and everything, and we can just read through it if you know what I mean.
Okay,
So,
sorry to cut you off. I've got a community question.
sure, go ahead.
So somebody said, ask him why he threatened to pay people, not pay people after they message him, asking what's going on.
No, the thing is, people see a cut of a message on Twitter or whatever, and they'll lose their mind because it seems so blatant and so like true about me just not wanting to do that. I said in a message once, that was the one message that I posted on Twitter. I said, dude, I don't know what I said exactly, but I said like, you know, if you're gonna act like that, then I won't even pay you. Like that type of thing. Obviously, I'm gonna pay the kid, but the kids just have like some of these kids have so much attitude and like so much disrespect in that regard, and that's why I will never not pay someone because I would never function as an organization for 4 years if I never paid people. Like it just doesn't work like that. But at the same time, like I said, many queries, many people to get through, and I'm always gonna pay a kid. But at the same time, like I just need to have people be patient at the same time.
Okay, so I got in some facts actually about the last tournament. So you paid out 8,500 rand to players, right?
Yeah.
And you got 11,600 rand in total, correct?
No, we got 11,000 in total. I've told you this 4 times now, but yeah, carry on.
11,000 in total. Why is that?
Yes. Because I told the community and I told the players that I paid that 3 people dashed and never paid. And we had 58. Yes, it's 11,600, sure.
yeah.
But 3 people dashed and never paid. And I'm still waiting on payments from them. And they keep promising and promising, but nothing's come through. And I said on the group that I added where I handed out the money, I said to Karim and Neymar that if in the event those payments come through, then that money is theirs for being first place. That's what I said on the group.
I just want to make sure you understand.
Regarding your statement about, regarding the statement about you threatening not to pay people.
Yeah.
She told me that I'm pretty sure it's like 3 times when I was just simply trying to find out.
Yeah, but admit that you had a
What?
tone about it, bro. Admit that you had a tone about it. All right, so you did.
No.
There was a
I
demeanor.
asked you at I think it was 2 o'clock just after the tournament.
Yeah.
Then 7 o'clock again.
Yeah.
Then at about 7 o'clock in the morning the next day to try and find out.
You know what I did,
I was trying to
Panda?
find out. Yeah.
After that event, I got up, I went and attended to personal things that I needed to attend to, and I knew full well that I couldn't exactly send out exact amounts and deal with queries financially because I never knew what the amounts were. So I said, let me get my payments in on Monday, and then as soon as that's in, then I'll respond to you and talk to you.
But then you should announce that, don't you think?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
telling people you're not going to pay them.
I said on the group that I'm waiting for all the bank statements to be processed, and that once they are, I can announce the splits. That's what I said in the group. So I never made you unaware. I made sure that you knew that, all right? But the thing is, I knew that you were impatient about your answer, but at the same time, I had your answer ready, but I had to deal with other stuff first, all right? And I had other messages coming through that were really important, and I responded to those because they were like cheating things and pickaxing things. But I knew what you were going to get. So for you to message me 3 times, don't you feel that like that's unnecessary, knowing full well that I will reply to you and I will send you your money and I will pay you?
But don't you think you just tell me that instead of just blue ticking and then I don't know what's going on. My parents are asking me how did the tournament go?
Yeah, sure,
How much
sure.
you get?
But
Then
did you speak to your partner? Because I've been in communication with him and letting him know. And I even added him to a group to deal with the disputes of the scoring because you guys had the same amount of points. And he said, okay, I'm happy with that. I'm here, I'm 4th. And you were just being annoying, no offense, bro. But you're being annoying. So I added your partner. I dealt with him because you're so chilled. And we got to the bottom of it. You guys had 3rd. The other team had 4th. Here's your payments, guys. Send me bank details. Ahmad, is it Imad or what? He hadn't sent me his bank details after like a few hours. That's when I sent you a message. I said, bank details, please. And your response after I paid you was, good luck running another event, bro. That was your response, which is so disrespectful, dude. Like, we do this out of passion and you go and say stuff like that after I just paid you. So, I mean, like, let's be fair also, you know?
So, Andrea, you said you messaged Neymar saying that there was
No. So there was a group made, okay? Dude, I know you're trying to catch me out here, but you're not going to. But anyway, there was a group made. No, but let me finish talking. There was a group made, and when I showed the winners how much money they had made, in that, I said first place for Karim and Neymar, forgot the amounts, and I said in brackets, if the payments come through from the 3 people the 3 teams who hadn't paid, I will send that to you guys. And they are full aware of that, you know? I made sure that they knew that. So there was never something where it was hidden or like jotted away or whatever. And that's why, like, just one final thing, like, for people on the Twitter community, there's such a cancel culture and there's a lot of hate and everything. But make sure you guys formulate good opinions and good, like, you know, perspectives, because it's so quick to go and look at one thing on the internet and then generate this massive opinion about everything. Not to say I'm extremely sorry about what I did say to those guys because it was wrong. But at the same time, it's a tough job as a TO. I love it. But I snapped those few occasions and I am sorry about that. So that's all I really can say. I love that stuff. I love doing events. It really is a passion of mine. But I'm human and I messed up, and that's what I'm saying sorry for.
All right, so
Dellas, somebody DM'd you a question if you would just like to look at it
on
quickly.
Twitter.
And I think it was on Discord. I've got another question though here.
Yeah, go
Sure.
for it.
So someone says, you keep saying that money goes to advertising. I think you said 500 Rand.
Sure, and I can show that happily if you want.
Like, what exactly are you using to advertise?
Dude,
and like,
the most well, I don't really want to like tell my methods, but like one of the avenues
What platform are you using?
What?
Google Ads,
Instagram.
Twitter?
Instagram is the most powerful, and we've gotten an
Instagram,
insane
okay.
amount. Yeah,
So you
we've
have your phone right now, so you can show like proof of ad.
absolutely. I just I'm not logged in on this phone. I'm logged in on my computer for the adverts and stuff because it's linked to my Facebook account. But I can happily send you those afterwards if you'd like.
So
Alex.
you don't have Instagram on your phone,
I don't have that account on my Instagram.
but you
But I
can't
can
post on
happily-
computer though.
Yes, you definitely
Right.
can post on computer. That's where I
On
advertise from.
Instagram, you can't like post
Alex,
pictures on Instagram.
like I've said 4 times to you, I can happily show you the amounts. I can show you the
I
statements.
mean, I'm like, we all here. We know you can show us.
yeah,
show
no, but the
everyone.
thing is, the
I've been showing
statements
you, it's
statements go off my bank accounts, Alex. So I can
No,
happily.
I
show
don't
you
want.
the
I don't want to see the statements. I just want
But
to see the ad campaign. So
ad
you
campaign.
can send a screenshot to Dallas your show.
I can.
Yeah.
Show us the ad
No, I will
campaign.
send you, Alex. I will send you a screen grab of all the details. We spent over 5,000 Rand in terms of avenues for advertising, and I can happily send you all of those, dude. I just
No, I'm
I
saying
don't.
for last
If
tournament.
I'm gonna
just-
be
that's
honest,
all I want.
Alex. I'm gonna be honest, if I had those details on me right now, I'd show you them. but I don't. So as soon as
So
I
you
get
don't
a hold
have
of them,
an ad campaign you can get from your phone or Facebook or whatever. That's simple.
it's on the
You
Ace
don't
Gaming
need-
accounts. I'm on my normal accounts, Andrea G Martini on Instagram. Okay, I'm not on my
You
other
can't post
accounts.
pictures on a PC with Instagram. You can't.
That is nonsense. That is absolute
I'm
nonsense.
going into my Instagram right now. And I'll
All
show
right, I'm gonna sway this
I
thing.
think-
I've got a message.
Sure.
So
I agree.
yeah,
Alex,
so
Alex, we
I'm
can
gonna put
talk.
it
We
there.
can talk about
Yeah.
everything, and we
So
can go through everything together. if you
I
like.
want to
Alright.
read this message from someone that sent me. I don't even know the number, saying, "Hey Dallas, can you please ask Andrea why I got blocked after he said he would answer anything?" And then the next message came, especially after he made a sexist comment. And
All right.
this
So
is-
first
yes.
things first. All right. So the reason I blocked that kid was because I said I would talk about anything, but then he carried on and on about on Twitter, making a scene of like unfactually true statements, which I can't stand in the Twitter community. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to save my time and talk to this guy about it. He doesn't deserve my time. But there's lots of people I've been talking to over the community and explaining all the numbers, all the details, and so on. And that's fine. Have a chill conversation with me, but don't be like that. And then go and post a different story on Twitter, and then come talk to me and like have a conversation with me. I won't stand for that. Then you can get blocked. With regards to the sexist comments, I said that I can't remember exactly what I said.
No,
But
okay.
what I will say is that many people have said comments before. You know, many people say things, and like I said, it was in the heat of a moment, and I've apologized for it. I have no exception for it. I can't take it back. It's there. But it will never happen again. But at the same time, it was a hectic day in my life. It was a hectic tournament that I had to run. And unfortunately, I slipped up and I just cracked that day. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I slipped up. It happens. I'm human.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
Understand. Yeah. Go for it.
As a tournament host, as you being a tournament host,
Sure.
isn't it that your job isn't done until everyone's happy? You don't take a
So-
break, like you.
so Panda,
when
what
you
I've said
announce
to
that
you-
take a break.
No. So what I did announce that. I said to you guys, listen, guys, I cannot tell you guys what the splits are because the final queries for myself are the splits, the amounts, and all of those details. And my point is that I have to wait for payments to come through. On a weekend, payments don't go through instantly. So come Monday morning, everything is in my accounts. I can go through the exact amounts that I got in. I can talk to everyone on the groups, say, listen, these are the splits. Here we go. So my job cannot be done because I haven't got all the facts that I need and I haven't got all the amounts that I need. And that once I have that information, then immediately I'm on a group. Everyone who won money has been added, and I've literally told everyone the splits, which I did. This
Okay,
Yeah.
so now I've just got it in some proof that you didn't make it public that the three players didn't pay. So
That
you
three,
said that
no. I made it public on the winners group.
on the
in the
winners
winners group.
I have the screenshots in the group. It says we tried to split the prize pool and make it less top heavy this time around. Well
Yeah.
done to all players. There's no brackets as you mentioned, so
No, wait. Let me quick. Well, look, Alex, I think we're taking up a lot of time. I don't mind answering. But
no.
I just
Like
think in terms of
the
podcast-
stream wants to know this. This is what the
Alright,
stream
hold on,
gave
hold
you.
on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I'm still part of that group. Damn, I'm not on the group anymore. But
You
what I
can
did
see the
say-
screenshots. You can see the screenshots, man. I got proof. Like
No,
you
sorry,
didn't-
yeah,
you
sure.
didn't
Yeah.
publicly,
Open
you
these
didn't
up.
publicly state.
Hold on, hold
public
tight.
estate.
Okay, Alex, relax. I know you're getting a bit tense, bro, but just relax.
Of course, man.
I can't open these files for some reason. I'm not sure why. Let me try that again.
So are we gonna get what? We're getting to an hour and almost and a half now. I wanna get a standpoint because it doesn't help we talk about this. I want to know. Listen, yeah, okay, Andrea, you told me sorry for the shit comments I made.
Sure.
All right,
Sure.
we passed that.
Yeah.
With regards of the tournament, how are we gonna move forward? How are we gonna keep keep Ace Gaming Org as a tournament organizer? Because majority of the
Sure.
players at this stage saying, well, fuck Ace at this stage and we're not going to enter.
All
But
right,
how are we going to fix this?
Dora, quick thing. Alex, I did say we'll add outstanding payments to first if they arrive, meaning that we hadn't received every single payment yet, and if there were outstanding payments, I would still pay them through. But anyway, enough about that. Dora, you know what? It's like I said, I feel like Ace has its own like variety in terms of an events. It's always large prize pools, always decent splits, and like I said, I really need to consider more information prior, and I also need to consider that maybe splitting the prize pool, we need to be more, we just really need to think it out more.
Yeah.
I like the idea of splitting the prize pool slightly more because of the fact that 10th player that I told you about, the 10th place like positioning is valuable,
Yeah.
but I will give it some thought. But in terms of running the events, like I feel like we've always been like really good in doing these events. We've like become so accustomed to it. We love doing it, and like it really is a passion of mine that I do enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Sure, there's some people that have had burnt bridges or whatever because they've been upset about a certain query or two. But again, at the end of the day, this is tournament organizing. We're never going to be perfect. And as much as I've apologized for everything, and that's in the past now, all I can do is be my best me from now onwards in terms of running events. I can run them the best way I can. I can do the best as like I can't do better than what I can give out, you know. And every single event is going to be as thought out as it can be, and it's going to be as well informed as it can be.
Yeah.
But for this podcast and from now onwards, I want to apologize for anything that's been said in the past because obviously it's wrong and it's out of place. But I want people to also get a perspective on my side and also just understand a part of what I'm trying to say in terms of the intensity of running a tournaments and stuff like that. So, you know, in terms of doing more events, I would love to do more events. Like I really do enjoy the challenge and everything. And I enjoy seeing the players like succeed. You know, that really is one of the most valuable things. There's a lot of things we have to work on, and we will do that. And you know what? It's like all we can do from now on is just build our reputation again for those who are unhappy or upset with any of them with regards to the events. So yeah.
You know, did you know it's actually illegal to charge players entry fee?
Entry fee?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Another...
But Alex, that's another
that's
day,
legal stuff. I do know that, but I'll leave that. We don't want to speak about it. I just want to speak to FortcastZA in as a whole. And I can see, obviously, the chat is spamming crazy, saying #Ace must leave FortcastZA. But now that you guys are spamming this, there's a difference between saying something and backing it up. We had it right in the beginning of the stream. We had where we said, well, you have to be the same person that you are behind closed doors. So if you guys don't want Ace Gaming, obviously Ace wants to be here and host tournaments. But if you don't want Ace here, why enter? But if you do want them here, then enter the tournaments. But it's up to Fortnite, the South African community, on what's going to happen. Because at this stage, yes, you got a lot against Ace Gaming, but now Ace has come forth, said, sorry for this, we're going to try and fix this. How do we go from here? It's all in the community's hand now. So you do what you want to do. Stand together on whatever your decision is going to be. But you must just remember, you're losing an organizer, but obviously that's the community's choice. So I'm going to leave that there. We're going to get to Storm Search now before Andreas goes. I'll greet you, or we'll greet you just before. But I need to get past the Storm Search. We need to get to it. It will involve Damien, Matthias, and Alex. Obviously not Andrea. He doesn't know the community too well. But we'll have a Storm Search between these three. If there's any questions still to Andreas, if you're not blocked, go to DMs and get into his Twitter DMs.
There's like 3 kids. There's like 3 kids that are blocked.
And get questions from him. Keep obviously DMs is meant to keep like downloads, so just speak things out, get your say. I don't know if you want to do it, but we need to move forward from this. It doesn't help we have get our voices heard and nothing happens, but we need to move forward. So I'm gonna get now with the Storm Search, and it's another good one. I always love having these type of questions. Andrea, you can just listen for now, and then we'll sort things out at the end. And then we're going to go down Damien, Matthias, and then Alex. The first question is, name the best player in 80k and BVD. Damien, you up first.
Must I name one from
one from both, yeah.
Frado, obviously, Neymar.
Okay, and then from 80k?
And then 80k to right now, right.
Right, okay, Letzler.
Bravado, obviously Neymar. Sorry. 80k is more of a tough one, but I'm gonna have to say Psycho because of his recent performances.
All right, Alex.
Yeah, I would say the same as Letzler. Psycho doing really well, and yeah, so Neymar and Psycho.
I agree 100% with Psycho and Neymar. Next question: name the worst player in GG and AG. Panda, you're up first. Worst player in GG and AG.
Worst player, in GG, I'd probably say Diavold, but I'm not sure. He might be a content creator for GG, so I don't know if I can say that. And then worst player in AG, maybe gloves. Sorry, guys.
All right. Letzler.
Worst player in GG has to be competitive player has to be Clink, and worst player in AG, I'm gonna have to go with Chubbs. I'm sorry,
I had a
Chubbs.
feeling. I had a
I'm
feeling
sorry,
you're gonna
Opa
say
Chubbs.
that, Alex.
Yeah, no, Clink definitely. In AG would be between George and Jays.
George and Jays. All right. Then next question is, who's your favorite local Fortnite streamer? Panda.
Gee. I don't really watch Fortnite streamers too often, unless they're hosting customs or something like that. But I'll say Don's plays because he's always keeping his
All right. Letzler.
his
Okay, well, I'm gonna say obviously Don would be my top one, but I've got to give a shout out to Daily. Whenever I watch his streams, it's very entertaining.
All right, Alex.
Yeah, no, Luca. Luca takes it for me.
Yeah, so I also agree with Luca. I think Luca is funny, and I just like the how normal in a way, but how funny it can be in his streams. He says what he wants to say, so I like that. Next question is: you need to choose an L2 player and a mouse and keyboard player in your team. Who do you pick?
probably Neymar and Travis.
Facts.
Letzler.
I'd have to go with obviously controller. There's only an option, Neymar.
Yeah.
But mouse and keyboard is a bit more spread. But I'd have to go with Sakaros. If you've ever played with Sakaros, you just know that he's on another level when it comes to like competitive.
All right, Alex.
No, it's Neymar and Travis.
Travis. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish Travis was as good as he is on Fortnite as in CS:GO. CS:GO is quite butt cheeks, but we'll leave it at that. Next question is: who has the biggest ego in Fortnite ZA? Who has the biggest ego? Damien.
Psycho.
Letzler.
Just from what I know,
Woke. Okay, Alex.
I honestly don't know. Hey, to be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay, I'll answer for you. I think it's Trogons.
Trogons is so chill.
I'm
bro.
joking. No, I'm joking. All right. Question number 6 is: who in the ZA community has been the biggest loudmouth but can't back it up by their placings?
Who in what?
Who in the ZA Fortnite ZA community is the biggest loudmouth but can't back it up with their placements in tournaments?
Probably Luca.
Matthias.
Okay, I got two good ones for this. So
Yeah.
my first one would be GG. He's made 50 rand since like season 8. Yet he's still one of the loudest people I know.
Yeah.
And then obviously Giddy. Giddy always goes on Twitter and tunes everyone, yet he's never.
Yeah. All right, Alex.
It would be Dog Archer.
Dog Archer.
Ew.
Damn. Yeah. Maybe I forgot about
I
him
agree
too.
with that one.
All right. Next one is: name one player that will make it big internationally if he gets the chance.
Probably Trogons. I've seen him do well in the EU servers as well.
Yeah. Letzler.
Trogons, he does really well when he plays EU scrims on 200 ping, and Sakaris, he plays really well against people in Atlantis creative, and I just know he do well. So this would be my two picks.
Awesome. Alex.
Yeah, no, I would have to go with 3. It would be Psycho, Trogons, and Flip. I forgot the third. Yeah, but Psycho and Trogons. Psycho and Trogons would be my top.
It's too many.
two.
It's too many 80k people. Come on. Is there something else we can say? Maybe Kareem. I've not heard his name yet. Come on, like Kareem. Where's the crackhead
Maybe
Kareem?
he's playing with Neymar. Maybe he's playing.
Oh, so you say
joking,
it's
I'm just
dependent on
joking.
Neymar. Okay. No,
I'm
we'll leave.
just joking.
They have good synergy. So.
All right. Next one is: name one person that Fortnite ZA needs more of. We need more of this person in this community. Name one
Oh,
person.
that's tough.
Yo, get
Maybe-
Sozi back. That man needs to come
Zozo.
back.
Who?
Yeah, he's been a bit absent. Zozi's been absent
Oh,
lately.
Zozi, yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
needs
miss the
to
guy.
come back.
Mm.
I think as well as Chidawi.
Dowie.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
All the OGs basically. Yeah.
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 Letzler?
Well, I know I can give a couple. So Tino, he helps a lot of people with like he always helps people if they have problems with their PC.
Yeah.
Like he helped me when my computer just wouldn't start.
Cool guy.
And
Yeah.
then I would say also we need like Trogons. If you ever like speak to him, he's very down to earth. He's
Yeah.
very like helpful, and yeah, those would be my two.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Alex?
Sure, there's a couple to name. I mean, a lot of them have been.
Oh, and
Very
obviously
supportive.
Alex. Sorry to cut you off.
Nah, it's all good, bro. So like you get like Storm Testras,
Yeah.
Trogons,
Yeah.
Omizi, Swani, all of these guys are like they really pay a good contribution to the community.
Yeah.
Zozu. Bean.
Well, I think my
All
top
of
two is definitely Trogons and Chubbs. I think those
Obviously
two.
Chubbs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chubbs.
Chubbs is
Chubbs,
number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chubbs.
Chubbs is one of the most giving
Yeah,
people.
makes a big contribution wherever he goes. He's a down to earth person. He's
Yeah,
got his
100%.
lighty that plays Fortnite as well. So I think it's awesome to have that. But moving along, we have 3 left.
100%.
Give one weakness of each player in. Give one weakness of your duo teammate.
He's too toxic sometimes.
Oh, is it too
I like
toxic?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
who are we talking about? Who's your duo?
Woke.
Woke is too toxic. All right.
It's-
Letzler?
I've got to think about this one. Okay, well, one of his biggest weaknesses, which is out of his control, is obviously his internet.
Oh,
He lives in
okay.
an area with no fibers, so he plays in like an ADSL line.
Yeah,
And like for example, for the Ace 20, he was playing on 250 ping and 20% loss.
yeah,
So that was kind of unfortunate. And I'd say another thing probably is he isn't very like trusting when it comes to like in-game play. So like say
Okay.
like if you if you thought like I don't know how to explain it. It's like
So
something
if he
that we
makes a
have.
call, he doesn't back
Okay,
it
no,
up.
no, so like no. He backs all our calls,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But what
yeah.
I'm talking about specifically is, so say we playing, right?
Yeah,
He doesn't realize that I'm different previous duos, and often I don't realize that he's different to
yeah,
like my previous duos. So what will happen is we'll play thinking we're with our old duos, right?
yeah,
We won't trust each other to like for example, like one of my biggest fears was mid game fights because I felt like if one of us get knocked, it would be over.
yeah.
But like then sometimes he would play and he would just kill the whole team without me even noticing, and it's vice versa. He would be like, "Whoa, Leslie, you just wiped both of them." I'd be like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I meant to do, right?"
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like I'm sorry for the long explanation, but
That's
it's like
fine.
you just need to trust each
That's
other
fine.
more.
You can just say he's trash, you know.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
that's also fine. But I'm joking. Alex.
I don't play Fortnite.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll leave it there. You'll host and we'll play. Okay. Next one is rank the following players from best to worst. Cross, Glubs,
Who told you to do
Neo
this?
Knight, and Fresh.
Yo, that's a hard one.
I'm typing it down.
Cross, Clubs, Neo Knight, and Fresh.
Um,
Okay, go Panda.
Neonite, Fresh, Gloves, Crows.
Cross lost. All right. Let's
Yo, can Alex go? I need to think
Okay,
about this
Alex.
Yeah, no, it would be Near Night, Fresh, Gloves, and Crossing.
one.
All right. Neo Knight takes the top position there for Alex. And Letzler.
Let's see, this is a hard question because normally you do very like a like there'll
Oh,
be like
is it?
one really good player,
Okay.
one okay. But these
Okay.
guys are like
Are
okay,
they,
so
are
let
they
me
all
just-
trash? Is that what you say?
no, they're like all like on like the same like playing field in my head.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay,
let me
okay.
start right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Near Knight first,
Yeah.
since he did well in School Cup and I've played with him recently. He is a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Then I would go with Kroz is good, but he needs to he has a lot to work on, but I'd still put him second.
Okay.
Then I'd go Gloves and then
Yeah.
Fresh.
And
then
Fresh.
Fresh.
Woo, Fresh.
Jesus.
Fresh at the bottom. What happened after Ian? Okay. We'll leave it there.
Signed and got
Alex.
signed and then dropped.
No, I already
Oh yeah, yeah.
replied.
All right,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
The next question is, two more. Sorry. Last one or second last one is, if you could get into a ring right now, who would you want to step in there with you and you can knock him out?
Oh crap. I think Nate.
Nate. All right.
It's like my
I
height.
would pay to watch that. I'll be honest. All right, Letzler.
Okay, well, if Cross goes on his knees, we can good spar. Okay,
All right.
we're having a nice spar in Discord.
All right,
But
Alex.
he's like,
Come on, Andrea, let's get in the ring, boy.
bro.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
We're not playing games here. What are you
it's
talking
okay.
about?
Oh, I love that. That's
joking.
such a good one. That's a good
Hey,
one.
honestly though, even
That's a
though
good
like we
one.
both have our opinions, nothing but love, bro.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love it, man. All right.
It would be.
We can chat though. We
It
can
would
also
be
chat.
Travis. It would be Travis.
Travis.
Oh,
Yeah,
same. Travis
like I
too.
would get in there with Travis right away. Yes, man, in ego. Like when you play
Yeah.
when we play CS:GO,
Knock
I
him
don't
out,
care
bro.
who there's a like we had a 9-year-old little kid. To play, we matched up with him, and it's like I'm quite trash at the game. Travis like shut the fuck up. Like like we just started playing. Like I love Travis, but like it's quite funny though. All right, last question is. We had it in the previous Fortcast, and Luca and Psycho went at it with each other. Now, my question to you three is: who would win in a boxing fight between Luca and Psycho?
Yo, I back Luke.
You back Luca?
Yeah, Luke's no Luke.
No, it's between Luca
Psycho.
and Psycho.
Psycho is Luke. Psycho is
Psycho.
Luke.
Oh, Luke. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you back Psycho? Well, Psycho
Yeah.
is quite psycho, but
Man hit puberty hard, and I just ready to bash. Tell you what,
Damien,
man.
what do you say?
Psycho. Yeah.
Letzler?
this is a hard one to answer because they're both my friends. But let's just say,
First
that,
round knockout.
let's just say I don't know any of them, right?
Yeah.
Psycho clearly has height advantage and reach advantage, so I would have to go with that purely.
Wait,
Just like they went with Logan Paul over KSI in the betting, they
Okay.
said that he was the favorite. So I'm gonna go
Alright.
with Psycho as a favorite.
Alex?
Yeah, no, it's Luca against Psycho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Luca's too sweet, man, so I'll go with Psycho. Literally.
I know this is obviously Lucas fanboys coming in from his stream, and I can see everyone saying Luca. Don's play is coming in there. Don, I think you need to match up with Chops. I'll get you guys into a ring.
No, why would they?
I don't know, just for fun. Just for fun. Why not? Or who does?
Don't worry, can we wrap up?
Oh yeah, we're gonna wrap up. We're
Alright,
gonna wrap
alright.
up 2 minutes, and we are done.
Right.
So we're gonna leave it there, gents. Everyone that has joined in, I think we popped out at 170 viewers,
Oh,
live viewers. So I appreciate every single person. If you're not in the Fortnite community, I do appreciate you stopping by as well. And if you're in the Fortnite community, I appreciate you so much for stopping by, having a listen at Andrea from Ace Gaming.
thank you for the messages of support
Yeah.
too, by the way,
Yeah.
for everyone who did message us. I just want to appreciate them all because I haven't replied to all of them yet.
Yeah, guys, we obviously love getting things out in the open. Hope everything gets resolved as quick as possible. Chubbs versus Dellas. I don't know if that's going to happen. I might roll around. I'm quite dick, But we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Letzler, Damien, Alex. And then to you, Andrea. Obviously, it takes a big man to step out in front of everyone and say your
All we can
say.
do now is attempts to be perfect from now on. I mean, that's everyone attempts to be perfect in a sense.
Agree,
And with
100%.
regards to TOs, that's what I'm going to try to do. So thank you, everyone.
So again, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, and check you guys for the next Fortcast. That is next Sunday. We're not going to skip a Sunday. We are seeing you guys next Sunday again for the next FortcastZA episode number 12. Watch out, the news or the update will come on Twitter. And Don, yes, I will face you in a 1v1, not on a box fight, but a ring fight. And that's
Daily.
it, ladies and gentlemen. And for now, cheerio, goodbye.
Cheers all.
Cheers.